Mario and Luigi Brothership is a game. What? Were you expecting something more to the sentence? I'm not Google's trashy AI summary bot. Except, oh wait, we might as well call it Mario Ruther, cause you see that B button? Yeah, screw you, I smashed it to bits with a sledgehammer while you weren't looking. You see, Luigi got a repetitive motion injury trademark, and Dr. Mario told him to not do shit. So do shit he will not be. This has far more consequences than you might think, by the way. So firstly, the obvious. Fast-forwarding or skipping cutscenes in any way, yeah, that's banned. Jumping with Luigi in the overworld, or using his buttons to attack in battle, are both donezo, get out of here. Making a mistake in battle and needing to change command blocks? No, fuck you, ride or die by your mistakes. Closing the start menu? We use the start button like true plumbers. Fishing? Crafting? Going into any shop interface of any kind? Are you out of your goddamn mind? So yeah, not only is this a no B button run, we're also doing a scavenge only run as a result. Ain't life grand? Also, I didn't do this all in one section. I did allow myself to save. I do, in fact, have at least 1% of a life to live. So if some things look screwy in certain segments, that's very likely why. And also, saving isn't even completely locked behind the B button anyway, so screw you. So to be honest, I was gonna start this with the tutorial stuff, but it's so boring as far as this run is concerned. Nothing that actually affects anything major happens until a little later. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to mention that manually saving will be very annoying for this challenge. Once you enter the save menu, the only way to exit it in-game is to press the B button. So guess what I do after saving? I press the home button and completely close the game like a Neanderthal, rebooting it from scratch. This happened every single time I segmented the recording, and every single time that I failed a section and had to retry it. Better get used to that title screen music, you're gonna be hearing it a lot. So we get blasted, no not that kind, and head to Rumbla Island, first of many such places. Not long after, we get thrown into our first mandatory battle with Luigi, and yeah, it kinda sucks ass. Without pressing B, the green fuck hits like a sack of moldy potatoes, barely doing anything at all. And he drags his brother down too, cause now you can never get an excellent jump ever again as long as Luigi is alive and well. Fucking prick can't even counter or dodge any attacks. All he can do is hold the R button and cower in fear to take slightly less damage. Anyway, we beat the shit out of these fucking fuckhead guard arms and immediately run into the very first problem for the run. These fling jumps are the bane of our goddamn existence. Every single one of them requires the B button. And because you can't backtrack without incurring another unnecessary B press, you better hope to shit you didn't forget to get any item blocks before logging in, lest you have to hear that doo-doo-doo-doo again. You will be seeing these hanging blue bars in your nightmares by the end of this video, I swear to God. We officially make our first B press of the run, the first of unfortunately several more such moments to come. One of those moments being right goddamn now, because you are going to hate Luigi. You see, every so often, he has one of his bright ideas, and tells us to go touch some fucking grass. It maybe incurs 1 or 2 or 8 B presses. Depends on how the mean green lima bean bitch is feeling in that exact moment. So we help him force his ass through some tight fucking bars, and our counter is now at 19. And here is where we get to properly see the consequences of our actions. I go to talk to the humble seamstress in her fine stoned establishment, and she banishes me to the fucking Columbo dimension, cause then we can't do shit without pressing B. Unless you're a dumbass like me, and use the home button to close the game, and completely reload your last save. After some more we reconnect Rumbla with the counter at 25. Also a quick little fun fact, you'd better enjoy the Lighthouse Reconnected music while you can, because you never get to hear the full arrangement ever again after this. Yep, every subsequent version of this sequence uses a shorter version of the track. 13 seconds shorter, to be exact. Anyway, we get back to the boat place to meet Pillboy, who gives us the ocean map. You see, it is a map of the ocean variety that allows us to change where we are currently traveling to. Get it? Because it's the fucking wall. For a little while at least, you're going to be doing a fair bit of thumb twiddling while waiting to arrive at an island. I mean, you already would have been doing that, but it's more annoying in this run because as soon as you enter the cannon, you must fire off to an island or one of its tiny baby cousin islets to exit the cannon view. A common strat I use when we get fast sailing later into the run is discovering multiple reefs and then firing to an island or islet to make each cannon trip as efficient as possible. The only other thing that would work for exiting the cannon is the B button, which no, get it out of here. The B button killed my fucking grandma. We are not acknowledging it. We get given the choice between doing Raynforst or Twistee Island first. I decided to go with Twistee, which has no effect on this run whatsoever. Aside from reloading due to my constant skill issues with pressing B, and Luigi dying for the first of many times, only two things of note happened here. On the way to rescue Spiralia from the evils of entomology, we encounter an unavoidable B press and another mental hernia. Also, we meet people who then try to make us dance. Unfortunately for them, and fortunately for us, Luigi's a white boy with no rhythm. So eventually, and I do mean eventually, the game takes pity on us and effectively lets us skip their minigame. Counters at 26. Gonna be glossing over a lot of the minor stuff I did in between islands, by the way. You don't need to hear me constantly going, oopsie poopsie, I did a fucky wucky. I decimated the sprite bulb population again. Just note that all the sprite bulb nests throughout the run can be reached without increasing our counter more than it already will be. One important thing that happens, though, is that we finally get hammers from the girl ever. Make it. See. Oh, and I suppose we free Pillboy, but who cares about him? Anyway, on to Raynforst. Fuck this place. It's wet, gross, and further increases our counter. We come across some trap fungus, and Luigi's brain blast this time is to defy the laws of physics, just to spite us and add 10 B presses. And then right at the very end, 4 more get added on top of that due to those fucking wall plugs that I hate. Counters at 40. Pretty much frame 1 of us getting back, we're sent back to Rumbla to stop someone by the name of... Rumbla. Wow, his mother must have hated him or something. Might as well just call him Dickface at that point. Anyway, we take the pipe to get to the plaza, and the shopkeeper forces us to talk to him. The shopkeeper forces us to talk to him. And worst of all, we can't even take advantage of it to get items since that would add further unnecessary B presses. So thanks to this bastard, our counter goes up by 1. To add further salt into the gaping fucking wound, we have another godforsaken flame jump we have to do to grab a plug so we can open the boss arena. Thankfully, this is the last time these stoners will affect our counter. And now we come to the big man himself. After all the trouble it took to get to him, Dickface honestly wasn't all that bad. Only had to reset twice. Once because I tested the Luigi logic to make sure that, yup, it does indeed require B. And once because I had a skill issue and accidentally pressed B during a counter. Dickface was just a slugfest, especially because of the bitch-ass Mamma Mia motherfucker we're lugging around, making even my strongest attacks less potent. Nothing actually difficult, just took longer than it would have normally. We beat his ass, get the piss pipe from Wilma, and leave Rumbla with 42 total B presses. Also, I nearly forgot to mention that beating Dickface to a bloody pulp let us rank up to Shell rank. The bonuses were very carefully chosen, trademark. I gave Marigold and Linguini the quick leveling buff to start with, but as I get more ranks, hopefully I will suck increasingly less ass. Won't be monitoring this super closely in the video, but worth keeping in mind. Florall was completely and utterly uneventful as far as this challenge is concerned. It has the distinction of being the first island to not affect our counter at all. Congrats, Florall! You don't suck! Oh, and I guess we learned our first bros move here too? Honestly not gonna bring these up going forward. They don't use B, so I don't give a fuck. After getting our first bros attacks and doing some prep, we head to our first great lighthouse. It's mostly uneventful, but I will say that here is where we truly start to feel how fucking feeble we are. Enemies are hitting us like a truck now, even with emergency guard. You're obviously meant to have bought better gear by now, but shops are banned, what a shock. Since the battle drops and item blocks you get early on have dog shit in them, better defense do be. Not so much a big deal for Mario, but Luigi keeps fucking dying. What a pussy-ass move. And it will also prove to be a drain on the healing items we do get. Anyway, we do unfortunately have to add a B press for a fucking fling jump, but it's the only one in the entire dungeon onto the boss now. Is what I would say if he wasn't piss easy. Haha, get fucked! Literally beat Goblik on my first try. Girahim kept fucking killing Luigi, so eventually I let him just stay that way and beat the plant bitch with just Mario. Also, the Luigi logic required me and thus his band. In other news, grass is green. We light the Great Lighthouse and end the lush green sea with 43 B presses on the counter. Welcome to the colorful sea, where we truly start getting fucked with a rusty crowbar. But before we find our next island, time for a side quest update, cause we have our first impossible one on the run, everybody! Give a big round of applause to investigate the abductions for having the fuck-ass NPC be on top of a ledge that requires a fling jump! Side quests are our only other source for items and gear, so anyone that's impossible really hurts our ability to do shit. So we head to Desolatt, more like Desolatt because holy hell this island sucks. We have to play a game of hide and seek with Eric Idle, and the fat bastard Ello manages to get himself stuck in a hole. So of course Luigi has a brain blast and makes us push the big guy out, adding 35 B presses to our goddamn counter! Suddenly I want to know what Concordian flesh tastes like. After that, I grind on the enemies as best I can in preparation for the next boss. 10's the supposed brains of the extended dorks, and, to the surprise of everybody, the first boss to actually give me a bit of trouble. He's able to 3-shot us due to our shit gear situation, and his and the Snaptor's attacks aren't the easiest to counter. That's why 10 is the distinction of giving us our first game over, what fun! Beat him the second time, let that green goo pile stay dead, and give Mario all the experience. We also get a power tap and some battle plugs from this. These are going to be critical for the run going forward. We leave Desolatt with the counter at 78. Now, as I let sped up footage from Marigold play out, I want to explain something real quick. Glitches technically aren't banned in my rules, but the only one I know of that would have made certain battles easier is the power tap glitch. Basically, it would let you get all 5 outlets far sooner than you were meant to, with no game-breaking consequences to boot. But the folks at Acquire said, whoa, version 1.0.1 be upon you! And now I can't do the glitch for this run anymore. So yeah, this is also gonna be a glitchless run. I ain't a damn speedrunner. Also, we meet Technicky. I would kill for her. No questions asked. She deserves everything, and then some. Before we go to the next island, holy shit, the Little Lost Toad side quest. It was possible without any B presses, but it was far tougher than it had any right to be. It made me game over 3 times. Every single enemy in the forced encounter genuinely hit so goddamn hard and can get rid of my health in no time flat. Anyway, a lot of coins! I looked into possibly doing the Luigi route for a change of pace, but no, it adds unnecessary B presses. We send Peach to her doom like men and carry on regardless. The vast majority of the lot of coins duplex is uneventful, but then we come across this room with 4 blocks. 2 red and 2 green. Luigi is the only one that can hit the green box. Trust me, I desperately button mashed and checked. I look up the code so I don't have to reload after failed guesswork. Luigi's part of the code adds 14 B presses. Mega Snaptor's our next boss, and yup, that's about what I expected. Luigi's doing jack shit, as per usual, so I execute the Girahim strategy and beat the shit out of this chicken with Mario. Also, this fight is a good example of how long and arduous these battles become without the B button, thus the vast majority of Luigi logics. My successful Mega Snaptor attempt took 12 minutes and 47 seconds, and the fights only get longer from here. Buckle the fuck up, y'all! All Sam was pretty damn boring for the most part, but it decided to punch me in the face and have 2 B presses right at the end with those fucking fling jumps. 2 more impossible side quests to note. Letter from a Drifting Island requires fishing, which requires we buy bait, which fuck your capitalist ploy, you damn fishmongers! Stepped into a slump requires crafting, and we can't craft without having to press B to leave the menu. Onward to the second Great Lighthouse. This place. This fucking place! It sucked so hard, guys. It's not even funny how long it took me to clear this one. And it's not even because of shit like this fucking fling jump. No, that I expected. What I didn't expect was the ultimate evil team-up. Luigi logic and stealth sections! It took me almost 21 minutes to get a full run-through of this part with the minimum B presses. It's 10, by the way. 7 for Luigi blasting off again, 1 forced barrel jump, and 2 necessary barrel jumps on the conveyor. The second 2 B presses are what made this stealth section a living nightmare. They are unfathomably precise, and every single time you fuck it up, you have to reload the autosave of shame. And even when you do get to the end of the section, the devs give you one last kick in the dick, and make you press B again for yet another fling jump. Mercifully, there are no more B presses after this fuck-ass room. And Sharpcast meant nothing to us. We pummeled him in one try. Auto Excellent and Damage Shield are goated plugs for this run. There's certain bros attacks that we can't use to their full potential, or at all, due to them needing the B button. For 5 turns at the very least, Auto Excellent completely removes that barrier. Also, Damage Shield makes us eat less shit from the boss's attacks, especially good for very slightly prolonging old Pesto Boy's survivability. Also, this battle is one of the only times where Luigi logic doesn't require a B press, so we can beat this boss with no further regrets. We leave the colorful C with a whopping 106 B presses on the total counter. Thankfully, we've made it to the Burning Sea, and we're about to have a lot of islands that don't contribute to our B press count at all. The chain of events goes, side quest cleanup, Boldfish, more cleanup, heat freeze, get a couple new bros attacks and do more cleanup, including turning in those goddamn reefs to Isarok so we could get equipment that does jack shit. That's right, this is a waste of fucking time. Scorchine flies by too. It isn't until Slip and Glide that we're finally forced to face the shame of pressing B once more. God damn it. After completing a puzzle in an icy cave, we're forced to do another fling jump to get to the Lighthouse. After fucking up some Goombas and Koopas, we increment the total counter to 107. We suffer through Hammer Rally for over an hour and a half. Fear of Glohm gets skipped, because encouraging our children requires too many damn B presses! The Yuri wedding happens, and we move on to the third Great Lighthouse. Now you'd think I'd have nothing to talk about here, given we don't need a single B press for this dungeon. Oh my sweet summer child. How absolutely fucking goddamn stupid shit for brains you are! Pipegunk was god-awful to fight! As seen in the cult indie classic, the entire fucking Pipegunk fight, no B presses or Luigi logic, it took me 20 minutes to beat Bootleg Muck, and that was on easy mode. The problem is simple. The Luigi logic requires B, so Bandido B. But the Luigi logic is the only way to stop Pipegunk from constantly healing himself. And Pipegunk still hits us like a truck, while Luigi hits him with all the force of a loaf of bread. It's most definitely possible on normal mode, but I am a woman with limits. Miss me with that shit? Increment the easy mode counter by 1 and let me leave, goddammit. The B button counter doesn't change, it's still 107. Fucking pay attention already. We've made it to the Gultrock Sea, but before we can even begin to celebrate that, Bowser sends us to Brazil Island, where we just so happen to be wanted fugitives. What fun! While running from the police, we have to press B to fling jump away from our sins. Literally nothing else of note happens. Nope, literally nothing. Not even meeting a little shit named Bud Light. Layton's piss-kind PR plans is our first impossible side quest in a while. It requires fishing. No amount of piss is worth that. Anyway, now's the part of the script where I get to go on autopilot, yeah! Do some cleanup of islets and reefs, revisit Twistee, start killing some monsters, skip the gay people dance, revisit Heat Freeze, get my goddamn teeth sucker punched into the back of my throat by these shitty fuck sucky ducky spinies, promise to stop racism, and start clearing up more side quests. Separated is impossible, I think you can see why from looking at the screen. Techniki's past is definitely doable though, and it gives us the Technicky Wrench. It stays equipped on Mario until very close to the end game. It is the most useful accessory we get from these side quests, and it's not even a contest. We go to Brazil Island again. Luigi gets us arrested for the crime of being Italian. We break out and finally make it to Way Island. Not much to note for this island other than the fact that the Bowser boss sucks ass. Not only do I get the most absolutely rotten luck on my normal mode attempts, but unlike with Pipegunk, switching to easy mode made Bowser too easy to take down. Just increment the easy mode counter to 2 and get that fuck-ass turtle out of here. I never want to see his bitch ass again. We clear some side quests, relight the gold truck Lighthouse, clear some more side quests, and then finally head for Fortress Zokket. Honestly, nothing of note to talk about until the boss, which is are you shitting me? It's this piece of Koopa crap again. Except now Zokket has instilled with him the pain of 1,000 period cramps. Literally the only thing worth noting for this battle compared to the one on Way Away is that in spite of having a B button function locked off, the Luigi logic is still useful for stalling purposes, i.e. running away like a little sissy baby. Other than that though, nah. Just nah. Easy mode counter's now at 3, and it wasn't even fun. And to throw piss on the jellyfish sting, there's a cutscene at the very end of Fortress Zokket that incurs its one and only Force B press. Total counter's now at 109. Unbeknownst to Marco and Luisa until later, we've landed in the Stormstar Sea, and all manner of holy hell is going to break loose. We arrive back in the tutorial area and meet the bitch-ass motherfucker himself, the Great Conductor. Not only does he not properly take care of the continent or its people, but he also forces you into a boss battle where he disables your plugs. Auto Excellent is completely off the table, which sucks massive dick since Great Cock wants to see Excellent rated bros attacks from us only. And some of them have to come from Luigi. The game gives us absolutely no choice. So for the first time all run, we're forced to break our rule in an active battle. More specifically, the best I managed was 15 B presses. That's 3 uses of Yoo-Hoo Cannon with 5 B presses each. We reconnect Conductor Island with our counter at 124. And that's not even the worst of it yet. After some more side quest cleanup, we head to Jellyfish Island. The gay people are so happy with Luigi's lack of rhythm that they give us tickets to enter Club Diode. We wake up the walking, resting bitch face herself at Daphne, and she wants some jellyfish pizza. We enter the minigame, and...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And before you go to the comments saying I should have skipped the minigame, the game never gave me that option no matter how many times I failed it. It's just as story critical as the dancing minigames, and yet the pizza minigame wasn't given a similar failsafe. Feeling absolutely demoralized at this point, I reconnect Jellyfish Island with a staggering 206 B presses on our counter. After choosing Technicky's engine plan, also known as the only correct choice, I clean up some more side quests, then head off to Way Away Island once more. Unlike with the first trip, Bowser's architects were real cunts when designing the section we go through this time. We incur 6 B presses from the fling jumps scattered across the path to the airship part. Now that we can fucking fly! It's time to clean up more side quests, oh boy! The fossil in the bones is usually a pain in the ass for me on normal playthroughs, but now I've had to learn how to have slightly fewer skill issues, so I solve it fairly quickly with some plugs. Auto Excellent, Protectus, Wait a Minute, and Countdown to Crush My Beloveds. We also beat our first super boss, Glohm Goblik. Let's call him the first Glohm Man of the Apocalypse. Much like his original encounter, he was a total fucking joke, especially now that I have better attacks in my arsenal. Nothing important to note, really. A couple completed Monster Mania levels later, and I then get the boneheaded idea to try to defeat Glohm Sharpcask, our second Glohm Man of the Apocalypse. I was stuck on him for almost an hour and a half. I very clearly wasn't properly ready for him yet, and he whooped my ass. We're gonna come back to this douche later. We blast our asses back to Fortress Zokket, looking to take down Maligula 2 once and for all. Everything goes fine for us at first. Too fine, cause haha, get fucked! We separated the bros and now Lewis is gonna die! The gimmick of this section is that you have to constantly switch between Mario and Luigi to solve puzzles, which we can't do to the extent we would really want to you know. I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. The minimum amount of B presses this section incurs is 13. And that's with me optimizing everything and struggling for nearly an hour and a half to get a full clean run of this segment. If you want to see all my skill issues, I plan to post the raw footage for the whole run and list it to this channel at some point. It may even be up by the time you're watching this video. Playlist link in the description if so. Luigi and Mario approach a set of blue bars. No, Luigi, please. Luigi, don't you do it. God damn it, Luigi! The minimum for Fortress Zokket is 14 B presses. Also, sorry, oh traveling sales bitch, but no, I won't talk to you. I prefer not being trapped until the heat death of a universe, thank you very much. It's admittedly not even worth discussing the extension core and Zokket boss fights. I beat them both first try, no easy mode. Even with Luigi having as much impact as a wet blanket, we simply have too many powerful tools in our arsenal right now. Oh, but don't worry, dear viewers. As we plunge headfirst into Gooberville, our counter at 226 B presses, things are going to go to shit. And quick. After clearing out some islets, getting absolutely every scrap of gear and items that I possibly can, we have to go around to collect everyone's piss energy. The first stop on that journey is Scorchy Island. Nothing much happens moving on. After a side quest, our second stop is Rumbla Island, where we encounter Dickface once again. Except now he's become the third Glohm Man of the apocalypse and is wrecking everyone's shit. Much like the first Glohm Man, he goes down on my first actual attempt. Period cramps don't give you godlike powers, what a shock! One thing they do give you, though, is special gimmicks. I forgot to mention that earlier, but mention it now, I will. Goblik was fast as fuck, boy. Sharp Cask generated a double layer of shields ever so often, and old Dickface here is both those shields and a new gimmick. He counters you every time you attack him directly. Doesn't mean much here with this little shit, but trust me, that gimmick will be biting us in the ass soon enough. All the other Bond sections admittedly have nothing interesting, so lightning round, bitches! I don't fuck 'em, kids, but we kill some guys.
Okay, people.
We kill some fucking guys and show everyone we ain't got rhythm. This also applies to the bonus harder dance right after this chain somehow. Literally, how did they not disable the story skip for that? Bowser Jr. and Buddy. Our goose gets cooked a few times, but kill the enemies we do. Extension core, they existed somewhere during that whole chain of events. I guess we got new bros attacks, but who cares? But before we can piss on this Skippy man, we have 3 more side quests to take care of. 2 of them are, in theory, fucking insane. We go back to the second Glohm Man, and this time we're strong enough from all the other shit we were already doing. He goes down in one try. We steal his garbage and move on. Glohm Pipegunk, on the other hand, the 4th Glohm Man of the apocalypse, has come in with a vengeance, and I am fucked every single which way to Sunday! I gave him a few honest attempts, and he royally kicked my ass. I was going to accept defeat and go down to easy mode, but then I remembered that I had made a discovery during Glohm Sharp Cask attempts way earlier that had me shitting in fear. The Glohm rematches specifically don't have access to easy mode. And nothing in the game itself tells you this! I had to look it up on the wiki! I'd already grinded to level 50 by the time I started attempts on Glohm Pipegunk, and I was still getting my skull bashed in. What definitely didn't help was how risky Conductor Connector is as a bros attack. You see, it's technically the strongest one in our kit, and in theory, you can use the attack without ever having to press B, as that's only used to reel yourself back in if you miss a throw. If you ever do make such a mistake, like I wound up doing countless times, your attempt is forfeit. You have to reload to your last save, you fucking idiot. And this is why I say fuck the Great Conductor! All my homies hate the Great Conductor! You probably don't want to know how long I spent grinding my teeth against this same roadblock. wanting to bash my head in from how boring the leveling process was. But I'll tell you anyway, between all the failed attempts at the 4th Glohm Man, all the combined grinding sessions, and the actual successful attempt, I spent 10 hours, 20 minutes, and 46 seconds! 10 hours, 20 minutes, and 46 seconds of giving myself a damn brain aneurysm trying to overcome this fuckhead. And you wanna know the worst part? Just my successful attempt was over half an hour long. Nearly 1.5 times longer than this dickhead's original battle. And I was 12 levels over level compared to what the game suggested too. Remember how I mentioned that Glohm Dickface had the counter gimmick? That's the gimmick that Glohm Pipegunk has. Even with a 12-level lead, he still hits like a truck, and he gets to attack twice as often. Bear in mind that like the original fight, the Luigi logic is still banned as fuck, so I can't do jack shit about his healing factor other than overwhelming it with raw damage. Fuck Goober, honestly. This was the hardest boss of the run, and it's not even remotely close. In a lot of ways, it's all uphill from here. Anyway, I defeated the final Monster Mania in one try. Auto Excellent plus my very much over-leveled ass were an unstoppable combo. This is the other side quest I was worried would be fucking insane, by the way. Everyone comes to give us a pep talk as we piss on the solid tree. Now it's time for the final stretch of the game. I admittedly don't know what to talk about. There's almost nothing interesting left to point out about this run. The peanut chicken pussy dick face makes us press B 15 final times because he saw those fling jumps and wall plugs and said, "Damn, wish I had me some of those." The enemies in the solid tree pose no credible threat anymore due to how over-leveled I am. The only even remotely fucky thing that happens in here is that if Mario specifically gets separated from Luigi by these tiny bud bastards, the game makes you press B to talk to Mario. For the only time in the game. So you have to reset if that happens. Look at you! I find the final grapey turnips, cause yeah, I was doing that the whole time, go figure. I go back to Shipshape to turn them in, and I'm like, you know what? Just for a laugh, let me talk to Make It and get softlock for all eternity. Oh my god. I forgot that Make Hit's menu specifically works differently from all other shop interfaces in the game, and I didn't bother to check until I was 62 hours deep into the run. The crafting section can be accessed and closed without adding any B presses to our counter. I could have been crafting helpful accessories this whole time. Accessories that could have made the run easier in earlier points. I could have chosen Build It if his crafts would have been more useful to me. I could have actually done this stepped into a slum side quest. What the fuck is my goddamn life right now? Oh well, at least I finally fucking have something slightly interesting to do. I grind the last little bit of material that I need from overworld encounters, then craft absolutely everything I possibly can in Make It's workshop. They're damn useless for me by this point, but good to have them, I guess. Literally the only two I'm banned from touching are the HP Bros Bangle and the Escalation Belt. For some fuck-ass reason, they require fish. Was Make It starving when she sent in those requests or some shit? Anyway, I'm getting off track. As much as I would love to talk about the analog horror Pippi glitch Friday Night Funkin' Mushroom Kingdom, it doesn't add any B presses, fuck you! Final Goober battle time. Not much interesting to note about this either, sadly. Although the Luigi logic instructions say A and B for fire and ice, I could just use X and Y instead. Thank you, inconsistent programming. Also, if Reclusa stones Mario in the 4th phase, well then you're fucked. So says the fool who I am not be. Luigi's more than strong enough to tank that shit now. Know what I actually lost my first attempt to was a conductor connector softlock. But after some fodder battles to recharge my plugs properly, I won on the very next attempt. Overall, the battle was a goddamn joke. But considering I had to be so heavily over-leveled for Glohm Pipegunk, I can't say I'm surprised. We finally smashed this son of a bitch into peanut butter, make Concordia whole again, and end the run with a total minimum B-press count of 241. This run was a trippy-ass experience, y'all. I was inspired to start it because of the comments people kept making about Luigi being too automated during Brothership's launch. But even with Luigi jumping by himself into Overworld, the sheer amount of roadblocks that I had to take manual control of him for was damn crazy! I would absolutely not recommend anyone do a full game run of this challenge in any stretch of the imagination. It will test the limits of your patience and fuck with your mental health. Some of the bosses, though? Maybe. A few of them were surprisingly satisfied to overcome with a green sack of potatoes tied to my back. Pipegunk and his Glohm counterpart especially. If you wish to view any of the unaltered segments of this playthrough, they'll be in the playlist I mentioned way earlier in the description. Big thanks goes to my friends Sorrel Leaf, Candy, and Fire, among many others I'm definitely not remembering, but thanks to y'all too, for watching me torture myself in Discord VCs. Trust me, it was a lot more fun than it sounds. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Peace out, fuckers!